Hello there everyone, and thanks for tuning in again. It's been a while. I think we're up to about 3 or 4 weeks actually since I put a video out, but life's just got in the way. I've been extremely busy. We had 2 months in New Zealand, pretty much for the whole autumn season, all of April and May. So we did 4 workshops and it was just a really busy schedule, and then we got home and we just had about a month at home and it was super busy just playing catch up. So we're back in New Zealand again now for the winter season. We only arrived yesterday. We're near, at the moment, we've got a few spare days before our workshops commence, and we're just out having a bit of a look around, maybe doing a bit of photography for ourselves. And we're just near Wanaka, one of my favourite places in the world. Just picked up a coffee at the famous Urban Grind Cafe. If you're ever in Wanaka, make sure you drop in there. Really good coffee. Yeah, this afternoon, you can probably see behind me here, there's some pretty nice mountains. There's some pretty good snowfall in areas on some of these mountains. So this afternoon we've decided to take a drive up a backcountry valley, a bit of a dirt farm type road up a valley, and hopefully, fingers crossed, get a couple of good photographs late afternoon right up until sunset maybe. Just looking at the clouds behind us here. There's a bit of cloud around this time of year. There's often quite a bit of this sort of cloud around, and then it's just a matter of whether you get that sort of gap in the horizon around sunset time to let the sun out. This cloud's reasonably high cloud, it's not too low, so if there happens to be a gap on the horizon in the west, then we might get some nice colour in these clouds, but it's a bit of a roll of the dice situation. We'll go and give it a go anyway, so we're just going to drive up. I'll pan around. Pretty much these mountains up in the distance behind me, right up sort of here. We're going to head up in that direction and see what we can find. So yeah, let's go. We'll jump in the car and we'll bring you guys along. A bit of landscape photography. Stay tuned. Okay, well we've just pulled up. It's still the middle of the day, but this is a bit of an old favourite spot of mine. Haven't actually taken any photos here for quite some time, but I'm just going to show you this scene here behind me. We're definitely going to get the cameras out because this is pretty stunning. This is literally just I think it's like a spring-fed swamp sort of a thing. It seems to always have the same water levels in it. I think it's been fed by underground springs, but when you get the right weather here, you can get some gorgeous reflections here. And as I said, like, it's still daytime, it's still sort of mid-afternoon, but the light here is pretty good. The sun sort of, what sun there is sort of out in this direction behind me here. So if we face these mountains up the back here we go. If we face these mountains, we've actually got the sun over our shoulder, sort of putting a bit of light on these mountains, so it actually looks pretty good. It's that normal New Zealand winter sort of muted tones where you've got those soft yellowy sort of tones, and then the snow and just a very soft pastel sort of a sky. So looks pretty good. I'm going to go and get my camera and tripod and grab a couple of shots, so I'll report back in a second, just show you what I'm doing. I'll spin the camera around here now. Just give me a second. You can sort of see what I've got here. What I'm actually thinking, just zoom out a bit here. Oh, hang on a sec, we'll keep rolling. That's the sort of thing I'm thinking. I'm wondering if I can bring in that extra layer in the foreground here, just to give a bit more depth to the image. So potentially come over to the edge of the pond here. This looks like a nice little sort of curvature here, and maybe sort of try and bring something like that into play. The trap will be to make sure you sort of keep that separation so that you don't impede on the reflection. But even the clouds are looking pretty cool at the moment. Yeah, this will make a shot for sure. So I'll go grab the camera. Yeah, so Lisa just said, oh, I don't think we even need a tripod, and I think she's right. Yeah, I'm not even going to get the tripod out or filters or anything. I'm just going to do some handheld shots. The reflection's a total mirror, so you don't really need an ND filter or anything like that. So yeah, I'll just grab the probably the wide angle, you reckon, or 24 to 105 for Lisa. So I'm not sure. I'll start out with a wide angle. I might swap lenses, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Yeah, I've just dialed some settings into my camera here, so I'll show you that. I've just put F11 1/50th of a second. I've set my ISO to auto, and I've set my exposure compensation -1 stop. I often shoot like that, and then the ISO will just work on auto. I've got a polarizer on, but I'll be careful what I do with that, because sometimes you can get a bit of a sort of blob in the sky from the polarizer. But anyway, I'll get over there and yeah, see what we can come up with. Look at this, just gorgeous, really nice. I love the colour palette too. It's just got that, I don't know how you explain it. There's not a lot of colour in it, but I just really enjoy it. It's just that nice, soft colour tones. I really like that soft orangey yellow colour that's here. Can't quite get wide enough for the video camera, so I have to take a few steps back, but what I'm shooting here with my wide angle lens is sort of a scene like that. So I'm getting down a bit lower and just trying to get a bit of that grass in the foreground there, just to bring that foreground layer into it. I'll just put my camera on the ground here so I can explain what I'm doing. And then the mountain here, just trying to make that the centerpiece, I guess. And then just have this these grasses in the foreground. So I'll try a couple of different takes on that, probably even a vertical, and then I'll sort of pan around over here, and I might go for a wider shot over here, like quite wide angle, and then probably try and get some of these grasses in the foreground as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Got a few handhelds there. All I've done is just F11, 1/50th of a second, auto ISO, and I've just exposed for the highlights. Just making sure that I keep that histogram tight and I don't overexpose the bright parts of the image. That's about it. I was using a circular polarizer, but I sort of spun the polarizer so it wasn't really working much, because I actually didn't like the look of the polarizer on the water. It was actually too dark and contrasty. And also polarizer can cause, especially on a wide angle lens, it can cause a little bit of what I call polarizer blob in the sky, where you get a big sort of dark blob in the sky. So I sort of really like the reflection mirrored on the lake. So I've sort of spun the polarizer so it wasn't really working much. But yeah, I think there's probably a couple of good shots in that. If there is, you're probably going to see them. This could be sunset's location too yet, but we're going to jump back in the car and just head a bit further up this valley. Ultimately, it would be nice to get a shot with some moving water in the foreground and some big mountains at the back. That's what I'm sort of thinking, but whether we even find that scene, who knows. But pretty good backup plan here. And we also had another plan way back near where we started as well. So got a few options anyway. So let's move on. Another quintessential New Zealand scene here. You don't go to New Zealand without seeing lots of sheep, right? So we thought we'd just pull up and have a look at this shot. The sheep were right up next to the fence when we stopped, but they've obviously spooked a bit. Might be worth a shot. I think I might get the 24 to 105 and give it a shot. I like the light at the back here. The sun's up behind this mountain here, so it actually looks pretty nice. Yeah, I'll get the camera out and give it a quick shot, I think. Just come up the valley a bit further. Just got to watch out for quicksand here. It's actually a real thing up here. I'm just dropping down onto the river here. Why I'm talking about quicksand is this river does get a bit of quicksand. It is a real thing, believe it or not. A lot of the sort of silt that washes down the valley can turn to quicksand, and I've been stuck in it before when I've been fishing, and it can be a bit scary. So I've come up the valley a bit further down onto the river here. I sort of know this place pretty well. I've done a bit of fishing here over the years. And I thought there might have been a shot up here. I'm just going to spin the camera around and just show you what's happening here. That's looking back down the valley. Now what we're thinking is the light definitely seems to be better back down the valley than up the valley. I'll spin the camera back around, or bring you back around this other side here now onto the river, and just explain what's happening here. So there could be a shot up here. Now I'll just explain. This is actually the river. This mountain up here, I might try and zoom in. I can show you. There's actually a glacier up there. I'll see if I can zoom. Oh, here we go. There's actually a glacier up there. You may or may not be able to see it on the video, but and the sun's sort of setting behind that. And to be fair, I think the light up the valley is going to get sort of blocked, because these are really big mountains up here. Like, these mountains are sort of 2,000 metres high. So I think the light's going to sort of get blocked behind those. And I don't know that we'll get any good light. The further we go up the valley, the more we're sort of cutting in at the base of these big mountains. Might take a couple of quick snaps here. But I just said to Lisa, she hasn't even got out of the car. She's I know, she's getting out. She's a big foreground person. If she doesn't have a really big, powerful foreground in a shot, she won't even get out of the car, which is not a bad thing. So I'll spin back around, but if you look back down the valley, as I said, you'll see the light down there's a lot better. That's probably not a bad shot there, even with the river in the foreground. I might even do that. I've got my camera here anyway. I might actually just go over here where this moving water is and get in the river, or get, you know, in these little rapids here and just see if there's a shot there with a wider lens. But otherwise, I think we are going to go back down the valley as we're getting close to sunset now, and just see what we can find back down there. Okay, so we've come back down the valley again in the opposite direction, or back towards where we started actually. There is a little bit of a reverse sunset going on here, which actually doesn't look too bad. So I've come over here and I sort of seen this little spot here. It's getting pretty swampy under the feet here, but I think I might be able to get a shot over here. I'm going to end up having to, I should have put my waders on or something. I don't know if I'm going to get close enough to the water here. But there is, as I said, a little bit of a reverse sunset going on here. So I'll see what I can come up with. Yeah, I'm actually not going to get in there. It's getting really swampy already up to my ankles, and I wanted to get right over there near the edge over there. So that's not going to happen. So I'm going to turn around and get back over here where Lisa is. She's right down there in the distance, back on that sort of pond where we were not long ago. So I'm going to head back down there. So I've come back down to where we started out earlier in the day. Just trying to get my gimbal to tilt. There we go. I'll show you a bird's eye view of what I'm shooting. If I'm being brutally honest with myself here, I think I've got back down here a bit too late and missed the best of the light. But it's a beautiful scene. Still going to make a stunning shot no matter what. I don't know if you can see this on the video, but the moon's coming up over there across the top of that mountain as well. So just show you what I'm shooting here, try and get in a bit closer. You can see the back of my screen there. Pretty cool. We're going to have a couple of good shots to show you this video anyway, so it's all good. This is an unreal scene. You get a little bit more light here, a bit of golden light, a bit of that orangey, or even a bit of that pink sort of light here, and this is going to make a hell of a shot. For me, I want the foreground in the shot here. I just want that extra layer in there, in the foreground. It's going to bring my histogram up on the back screen here, so I can use my histogram to shoot for the highlights. 3.2 seconds this image. Just make sure I haven't clipped the highlights there, and I haven't. I've got lots of detail there. I'll just try can't speak properly, try a few tweaks on this composition, and then we'll call it a day. Well, that's going to wrap up this afternoon's video, guys. It's so good to get back out with the camera and blow the cobwebs out. I feel a bit rusty actually. I haven't had the camera out for probably, well, since we're in New Zealand last. So yeah, just really nice to get out this afternoon. Beautiful fresh air, magnificent mountain views. You can't go wrong here. Quite cool this evening. It's probably 2 or 3 degrees now. So we're going to head back to town and have some dinner and relax. Might even edit this video if I get a chance. So yeah, I just want to say thanks for tuning in. Don't take life too seriously. Stay curious, and we'll catch up with you again soon in another video. I will show you a couple of these images now. That's about it, guys. Hopefully a few more videos coming from this trip We're here for about 5 weeks, and we've been here, this is only day 2, so there's another quite a bit of time and a few workshops, three workshops. We might even do a bit of video on one of the workshops if the clients feel okay with it. Always make sure they're all right with it. We'll see what happens anyway, but there'll be some more videos. Yeah, that's about it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all again real soon. See ya. Okay guys, well, I'm back again. There was something I forgot to mention. What I wanted to say was I have actually been editing some of the images from the autumn trip, from our 2-month trip in autumn, and I have edited the first batch of those images, and I've actually put them on my website. I will do 2 batches, so I've done the first batch of those images, and I'll do another batch later on when I get home from this trip. I'm halfway through them, but that's going to wait till I get home. But what thought I'd say is, if you want to have a look at the images from the autumn trip, I have put them in an album on my website, and I will post a link down below in the info on this video. So I'll put a link there if you want to have a look at them. And if you do have a look at them, let me know what you think. A bit of feedback would be great. Thank you. See ya.